and welcome to Inner Circle Guidance. Today we're going to be doing a collective reading, but for those of you who are new to the circle, hello and welcome. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I post new videos every single day. And if you're looking for daily short tarot readings, check out my Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or YouTube Shorts. If you're looking for personal services or personal readings, I offer them through my website, innercircleguidance.com. Let's find out what the circle needs to know today. We have the Five of Swords. We have the Ace of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Nine of Cups, and we have the World. Knight of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Okay, I keep hearing lay the past to rest. And with this Five of Swords is an energy of something ending, but like there's no winner. And it's interesting because we have these two people walking away from this person here. And I don't know if you can see, but there's two swords on the ground here, and the person that's standing closest to us is actually collecting the swords. And there's three swords in this person's hand. And it's almost like this person can't decide if they want to continue battling or if they want to walk away. If they want to collect these swords and put them away or collect them for some other purpose. And what I'm hearing is over and over again, I keep hearing, put the past to rest, put the past to rest. There's something about your past here that you're kind of holding on to. And you're being given this option right now where you have the opportunity to put the past to rest, collect the swords, put them away, learn the lessons, keep them as a reminder of these battles. And I keep hearing battle scars, like the battle scars are your reminder of the lessons that you were meant to learn. And you can look at it that way. Or you can look at it as picking up these swords because you're taking them with you. But whichever path you choose, I'm very much hearing that Spirit is hoping that you will finally put the past to rest and you will get rid of and work through these past issues. Because the thing about the Five of Swords is the Five of Swords has a very much dual energy. It either is an indication of something ending, some sort of major battle finally ending and peace coming forward, or it's an energy of things getting worse and battles continuing long after they should have been over. So what I'm really hearing is that for some of this new energy that's going to be coming in the next several days, next several weeks, next several months for you, there's going to be a lot of things that you're going to need to move past. You're going to need to put the past to rest and stop looking back on it and look towards the future and towards the present. Unless you're looking back on the past to see how far you've come and to reflect on lessons that you have learned, leaving yourself stuck in the past is really not benefiting you. You can't get to your future if you're stuck in your past. And what I'm seeing here is that there's going to be new opportunities coming in that Spirit's going to be sending you, specifically in the realm of finances. For some of you, this is going to come in the form of a new job. For others of you, it's going to come in some other sort of form where maybe you come into an inheritance or maybe you get a promotion. But there's going to be some sort of long-term opportunity that's going to come that's going to affect your financial stability long-term in a positive way. And I'm seeing here with the Seven of Cups and the Nine of Cups, we're still sort of stuck in this energy between dreaming big and worrying about our dreams being too big and being unrealistic and kind of staying in our comfort zone. But this is a reminder again that the universe is saying that you have the world at your feet. You're closing out major cycles from the past that are going to let you step into this new energy and this new chapter of your life that's going to be very different from the previous ones. There's going to be a lot more happiness and abundance that are available to you, but you have to be willing to take that leap of faith and step out of your comfort zone. And I'm seeing that with the Knight of Swords, there's going to be some sort of truth coming in, or some sort of enlightenment on your path, or there's going to be some sort of communication, whether this is communication from me, from somebody in your life, or from spirit or your guides. That's really going to push the next chapter of your life forward. But the reason you're sort of in this pause moment, I don't even know if pause is the right word, because I'm not really picking up on a stagnant energy. I'm more picking up on a transitional period where the universe is asking you to get very clear and see. I don't know if you just heard that notification, but Spirit is confirming that. This has more to do with a transitional period of you deciding exactly what you want moving forward, because the universe is willing to deliver, but the universe wants you to outdream it again. And I'm seeing that the reason you keep getting this challenge is because you still haven't gotten big enough. You still haven't pushed yourself far enough, or you haven't opened yourself up enough to these big opportunities that are going to be coming in. There's going to be a lot of opportunity coming in here shortly. It's going to be up to you to take advantage of those opportunities in the best possible ways. This is not a time to slack off. This is not a time to lose focus. And this is not a time to be lazy. There's going to be a lot of hard work that's going to be coming. It's not going to be hard work in the sense that it's not going to make you feel overwhelmed and exhausted, because this is going to be all positive things. However, it is going to require work on your part. It is going to require commitment. It is going to require focus. Part of why you're being asked to dream big, and part of why you're being asked to step out of your comfort zone and be willing to take these opportunities head on, is because these are going to be big needle moving moments for you. These opportunities that are coming in are going to be major. They're not going to be little tiny things. They're going to sort of build on top of each other, and it's going to kind of get the ball rolling. And the whole idea of when it rains, it pours kind of energy. And it's funny because you got the Ace of Pentacles, which is also circular, like a wheel. And you've been getting a lot of circles lately in the last couple readings that we've been doing. We have the World, which is a circle wreath. We have the Ace of Pentacles, which is the circle. We've had the Labyrinth, which was a circle. We've been getting the Wheel of Fortune, which is a circle. Circles are all about cycles. And there's actually a circle here too, another wreath. Circles are all about cycles. Circles are about completion. Circles are about getting things rolling and moving. When you think about a circle, you think about things that roll, like wheels, balls, those types of things. We think about marriage. We think about long-term things because rings are circular. All of that is being infused right now, that energy, into what's going on. I'm just going to take 3 more cards, some final guidance for you. I just heard some of you may be traveling or may have the opportunity to travel. Interesting, you got the 1111 card. You have the Page of Pentacles and the Magician. Interesting, so that's really funny because I kind of saw the Magician when I pulled the Knight of Swords, but I didn't get the push to pull it, and it still came out. And look, you have 2 more circles. We have a pentacle here and a pentacle here. For those of you who are not sure that you've been making the right decisions or that you've been on the right path, this is your confirmation that you have been making the right decisions and you are on the right path. But you're being reminded that you are the manifester. You decide what you want to manifest into your life, what energies you want to entertain or not entertain. And it's interesting because we were talking about circles earlier, and now we have the infinity sign above the Magician, which also has to do with eternity and with cycles. You have to remember that you are a spiritual being, which means that your energy can be limitless. Your dreams, your manifestation powers can be limitless. Okay. I just got clarity on what this whole thing is about. Okay, so when you think about a computer and you're on the internet, there's a lot of talk about bandwidth and how much information you can carry or transfer all at the same time. When you are carrying this negative shit with you, this stuff gets in the way of your bandwidth. It weighs it down. It makes it harder for you to move forward, harder for you to think clearly. And actually, if we're coming at it from a scientific standpoint, trauma and stress and anxiety, they've found in studies, will literally cause the brain to malfunction and to work at a lower capacity. They've actually realized that stress, anxiety, and worry and trauma affects the brain very similarly, I can't talk, to the way that your brain would react if it actually had gone through a physical trauma. Because the stress and the worry causes your brain to overthink and overclock itself the way that a computer does when you have too much bandwidth going through, or you're doing too many things at one time, or you're overworking it. When you carry this anxiety and stress and trauma with you, you're like a candle burning on two ends. That's not sustainable. On one end, you're burning because you have all this other crap that you're putting energy and time into that's taking up your energy. And then you have this energy that goes along with that where you're trying to survive and you're trying to think clearly, and it causes you to have to put more energy into being positive, into thinking things through. You end up overanalyzing and overthinking everything because this side makes you start questioning whether or not this side is making the correct decisions. And so what happens is the bandwidth shortens like the candle would shorten if you're burning from both ends. That's not sustainable. To have infinite energy, you have to learn how to create your energy in a circular motion, which means that things have to have seasons and cycles. You have to learn when to allow the wheel to turn and when to grab it with your hand and stop it, and when sometimes to even roll it back so that you can rethink things. And it's funny because we literally have this pentacle in the hand of the Ace of Pentacles. And we have the pentacle in our hands on the Page of Pentacles. These choices of where you're putting your energy is up to you. And it's funny because with the 1111 card, that's all about being on the right path, but it's also a 4. 4s have to do with redirection and protection. You need to protect your energy from yourself. You need to protect your energy from your past. So in order to do that, you have to heal from your past. There's no avoiding it. There's no running away from your past. Your past will follow you. The idea of running away from your past is about as helpful and as successful as the idea of running away from yourself. You literally can't separate yourself from yourself. You're always physically going to be in the same place. Now you can come at things from a logical perspective and you can try to be unbiased, but you can't separate yourself from yourself entirely, just like you can't separate yourself from your past entirely. However, instead of trying to get rid of your past, because I'm hearing about it, I can't talk because all the messages are coming in too fast at the same time. My mouth can't keep up with my brain. Instead of trying to get rid of your past, instead of trying to get rid of it, you need to try to heal it. And it's the same with grief. Like people always say that time heals everything. I'm sorry, but that's a load of bullshit. Time doesn't heal shit. I'm just telling you how it is. Healing heals things. Choosing to heal heals things. It's the same as when people say, oh, my trauma made me stronger. Your trauma didn't make you stronger. Your trauma broke you. You made you stronger because you chose to be strong. I think it's the same sort of thing with this situation. You're trying to get rid of your past. You're trying to make it go away. You're trying to leave the swords behind you. You're trying to heal the wounds. Those scars are going to be there. Those scars are part of what makes you who you are. It doesn't matter how terrible and horrible or how great those things are. You're still going to carry it with you. If you have grief, if someone's passed away, you're going to carry it with you. What you need to learn to do instead of trying to get rid of it is you need to understand it and you need to embrace it and love it for what it is. Now that might sound a little weird, but when you're working through your past, oftentimes we think we have to run from it, we have to get rid of it, it's almost like you think that you're going to cross some sort of finish line. And if you run faster, you'll get there faster. There's no finish line for this stuff. It's the same as spiritual awakening. It never just completely ends. You're always evolving. If you're carrying grief and anxiety and worry and trauma and things with you, you heal it, but you carry those scars with you. And what you do is, instead of burning the candle at both ends, you cut the one end off and you say, okay, I'm going to process things differently and I'm going to process it like this. I'm going to balance my energy so that I'm not burning from both ends and I'm only burning from one, and I choose when I light the candle. Part of doing that and working through that and healing that is, instead of trying to get rid of it, you create a space for it. You allow it to exist within you, you acknowledge it when it comes up, and then you release it. It's still going to be there, but it's not going to be burning at both ends of the candle. It's not going to be overclocking yourself and messing with your bandwidth. In order to get to that place, though, I keep talking about healing it and healing it. You have to work through it and get that energy to a place where it's not just ruling your life or coming and going willy-nilly. People think that there's just going to be a day when they just get over something, or they just get over someone, or they just get over their traumas or their anxieties or their grief. But that's not truly what happens here. The way to get through that and to the other side is that you learn how to exist with it, you create a space for it, but then you expand the other parts of you with love and caring in a way that you're able to move forward and make room for other things. And what happens is you create a bigger bandwidth, is essentially what you do. You create that space for that thing, you acknowledge it, you work on it, you work through it, but you don't let it consume you. You don't let it take up your entire bandwidth. And eventually, as you work through these things, instead of getting rid of them, it kind of almost becomes a part of you, but in a way where it's balanced. The problem with grief, anxiety, trauma, and worry and those things is that when it's unbalanced, there's no additional room for anything else. It takes up all your bandwidth, you burn from both ends of the candle. When you work through it and you heal it, the candle will light when you light it, and it will blow out when you blow it out. You create the space for it. So what I'm hearing is you've been going about it the wrong way. You've been trying to get rid of it, trying to release it, trying to cut the energetic cords, trying to solve the problem. You just keep hammering away at the situation. But sometimes instead of hammering at the situation and instead of going about it aggressively, if you come at it with love and gratitude and patience, you'll start to find that it's almost like an animal. You meet a feral cat, and the cat wants nothing to do with you at first. It's going to scratch you. It's going to growl at you. It's going to not want anything to do with you except for maybe if you put some food out, maybe it'll eventually come eat it, but it's going to have nothing to do with you. But when you slowly nurture that relationship and you create a space for it where you allow it to exist as who it is and what it is without forcing the situation so much, eventually that feral cat is going to let you pet it. And then the feral cat might even come inside. The feral cat might even stay. I think you kind of get the point. I'm trying to give you different analogies so that you can kind of come at it with different perspectives, because sometimes the analogies that I hear, they don't always do it for me. Everyone thinks differently, so I'm trying to give you different ways of looking at it. But essentially, the gist is that the universe wants you to create a space for this and work through these problems so that when you step into this new chapter, you have a bandwidth for all these big things coming into your life. Right now, we're at the page where the Page of Pentacles is someone who takes opportunity and they're excited, but they're still sort of novice at handling everything, right? Because they're not the queen or the king. You haven't gone backwards. I want to be clear because this is a page and not a king or queen, and we've had those in our recent readings. But what I'm, trying to explain here is that as you level up into this new stage and you step into this new chapter, there's new aspects of this chapter that you've never had to deal with before. So it's not that you're going backward because there's a page. You're actually leveling up, but you're a page because in these new things that you're having thrown at you, this is the first time you're dealing with them on this scale. So you're still moving up. You haven't gone backwards. I want to be very clear about that. You have not gone backwards. Don't freak out. But with that being said, the universe wants you to be able to handle this situation differently, because in order to bring in the level of abundance of a 10 of Pentacles, you have to be on that vibration. You have to be able to also have the bandwidth and the manifestation power to not only manifest your 10 of Pentacles, but to maintain it. That requires a lot of work and a lot of healing. We've talked about this before, about how that level of abundance requires that level of awareness, that level of positivity, that level of self-understanding, that level of self-worth. All these things that tie into your manifestation powers. And so the universe wants you to start handling some of these traumas and these past issues differently, because you need that bandwidth to expand for this new chapter you're stepping into. And so that's actually going to be your affirmation. I am learning new ways to give space to the issues, anxieties, worries, stresses, traumas, and hurts of my past so that I can expand my spiritual enlightenment and my bandwidth and manifestation powers. And as always, may your life be full of light, full of love, abundance, and gratitude. I'll see you next time.